Officer Barbrady was with Colt Cabana and two of the Dork Order jobbers. Did you know that one of the jobbers is 5 feet tall with Private Jim Nelson's head? Remember old Boris Zirkov?
Yes, I do.
The gimmick they gave him was actually that he had a skull twice as thick as the normal human, and he used a headbutt as a finish because he looked like he had a skull twice as thick as the normal human head. Did you understand this? Colt is obviously about to face Page in this tournament thingy. The Dork Order jobbers they started yelling at each other. The bald guy, I don't care what their names are because it doesn't matter because they've made them completely ridiculous anyway. The bald guy was actually kind of entertaining in the sum of the match that I watched that he has at some point later. And you could put him in a group and he could serve a purpose, but he was awful here on the fucking promo because it was the material mainly, but just it was both. He was awful on the promo and it was bad material. And they're yelling at each other and I don't know why. What was up with this?
I don't exactly know. Apparently on the Young Bucks comedy show, Being the Elite, which I would encourage everyone to not watch.
Most people are already there with you.
Apparently the Dark Order guys, despite being vicious heels and an evil faction on AEW TV, do comedy segments on that show. And from what I heard, the bald guy, I think his name was Silver, they said, he's one of the stars of the comedy segments with the Dork Order. So now they're trying to take that and put it on TV. Like I said before, they started out as this evil, dark group. Now they're just doing comedy. And I think that's what you saw. My other big takeaway here was, did you ever think you'd see the day where Colt Cabana is the least comedic person in every single thing he's in? He's been a serious professional wrestler mostly in AEW.
My first comment in my notes on this match, Colt Cabana is like Lou Thez in this environment. He's a serious wrestler.
Yeah.
It looks in shape, can work. Adam Page is great when he's not drunk. There was nothing to criticize, at least in the first half of this match.
Well, we didn't even say the match. The match is Adam Page versus Colt Cabana.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mentioned it, I thought, earlier. I'm sorry. And Colt and Page, I wrote later after the break, there was nothing to criticize this match. It was actually a pro wrestling match broke out. I didn't like it as much as Bronson Reed versus Austin Theory because with Reed versus Theory, both guys are going to be future superstars. With this match, it was Colt, who's a veteran, and he's as over as Colt's ever going to get, taking on Adam Page, who's a great talent when he's not being made to act drunk. I wrote Colt Cabana's having the best match of the night. That shows you where we're at. Page German suplexed and bridged Cabana's big ass. He does have a lower center of gravity. But the one thing that kind of ruined the enjoyment for me, Page goes to the top to do his fucking moonsault out to the floor. Thank God he didn't do it this time because we've mentioned he does it every time and he nails it effortlessly every time and it's totally killed it because it looks so easy. But he goes for it. Cabana comes and pushes him off, but he does a front flip and takes a back bump on the apron of the ring and then bounces to the floor. For a heat spot in a TV match. One of the top guys, even if you don't care about yourself, how much more of their bad booking do they need to rewrite because you hurt yourself taking a bump in a TV match that nobody's going to remember tomorrow? Will that bump be remembered by anybody except Adam Page by next week?
I must admit, until you just brought it up, I had forgotten it.
There you go. Page went for the buckshot lariat. Cabana charged and ducked low, and they both stopped. Somebody got their signals crossed. I don't know what the fuck. But then Colt came back in for another kick or whatever. I don't know. But the match up until the closing moments wasn't too bad. Then Colt sat on the top rope, and Colt's sitting on the top rope like he's just sitting on the top rope with his feet on the middle rope, just sitting there like he's in a chair. And Page, did I see this correctly? Leaves the apron, climbs up the turnbuckles, and climbed up on Colt's shoulders so that Colt could give him that move. Is that what I saw?
I think so.
Okay. Finally, Page hit the buckshot lariat. Colt took a heck of a bump for it. Good match until it went too far at the end and they just, did some dumb shit. But grading in this environment, wow. Just a 1/4 star above Flair and Steamboat. What do you think?
I thought it was all right. There was nothing truly offensive in the AEW sense of the word about the match.
By the way, there's my Sprite Zero bottle having the air let out of it.
Like I said, I think they're setting up Page versus Omega, clearly, which is the long-term thing they've been setting up for quite a while.
Maybe they should have got to it when anybody would have still given a shit.
Can't complain too much about it. Like I said, I was very critical of Colt Cabana for years. I really can't criticize too much that he's done in AEW. I think he's been just fine, actually.
It's the Ole Anderson rule he came up with for me. Cornette, I used to think you were a dumb shit. So many other dumb shits have come along that are worse than you. You've climbed up the ladder without doing anything.